All right, this is KAFKUBA. Thank you for checking out my video. Um, let's see, where do we start? Um, so I got a new S21. Who's that handsome guy? It's not the Ultra, but it's the 5G. And you can see the how the back looks. It's the Phantom Gray. And then that's the front. There's plenty of videos on this camera. I'm not going to go over the camera and its features and whether I like it or not. I'll tell you, it's nice to be able to switch between front view and rear view, and while you're taking a video, and when you go to shoot the video, it doesn't like zoom in and ruin the entire perspective. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me getting ready for a backpacking trip, and deciding that I wanted to replace my old S7 with the S21, which I've done. And in doing so, I found my old S3, which at the time, I never break phones. I never drop them. If I do, rarely. And when I do drop them, it's a nice case, and I try to put my foot out to break the fall. This one I had gotten tired of. It was starting to brick, slow down. So I almost dropped it on purpose. I stopped using the case. And look at this. I just decided to charge it today just to see if it still worked, and I found some goodies on here. So that was my old S3. Look at this. Isn't that funny? All the things I used to have on here. Even found some goodies, but all my photos are still on there. But I'm gonna resume charging this up because it only got to like 9%. But I found this, and it was nice to go down memory lane. It feels very similar. I missed the old small size. This one got kind of dingy, and I didn't even have it that long. I can't remember what year I bought it, but that was the S3. My S7, I mean, it was pristine. So I didn't trade this in. They didn't really do that in those days when I got this around 2015, 2016. The S7, when I traded it in, was mint. There wasn't it had a glass case instead of this cheap plastic thing that faded. I mean, I traded this in, and they wanted like $800 for the S21. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but Verizon at the very last second said, "Oh, we have a good deal for you, sir. We'll give you 500 or something on your old S7." Well, I just returned it. I'm waiting to see if that actually came true. So I'm waiting for the credit to show up on my Verizon account. But this thing was mint. I traded it in. It was in great shape, but I was afraid, like the S3 and the flip phones before it, that they would just find a way to brick it when I wasn't paying attention and just make it useless. So in getting ready for my backpacking trip or for the future, I had this like 5-6 years, which was outlasted any previous phone by 2 or 3. I got the S21. That's the only reason why. I got to be honest with you. I have a feeling the S7 is a better phone. This one, this is my first video with the S21, so we'll see if we have the video crackling issue that we used to get with the S7. So let's see if that gets better. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video again is because I wanted a backpack. I wanted a new phone that was robust, that wouldn't like crash or brick while I was on the trail. But I also want to walk you through, the main point of this video is to walk you through the power options and the issues that I encountered while getting the new phone. It's been so long since I got a new phone. I was astounded to find out that they no longer have a mic jack on the phone, as did the S7 and the S3. They expect everybody to have charging earbuds, so I had to buy this jack to USB-C adapter. Verizon was able to provide that to me with charge, of course. I think it was like $9, $10, $12. So now I could use my old S7 earphones. But the problem is if I go over somebody's house and I want to like connect to their earphones and I don't have that adapter with me, I got to carry that everywhere I go. It's kind of ridiculous. But to save cost, Samsung Galaxy got rid of the jack. I don't know what is it, 5mm jack, 3mm jack. I forget what it is. So that was the first issue. Was like, geez, do I really want to upgrade to a brand new phone and not ever be able to use my earphones, which I never do much anyway. But anyway, so that was the one thing I needed in order to go non-wireless, because I don't want to charge earbuds everywhere I go. And the other thing that doesn't come with the phones is the charger. Now this is a super fast charger, and I guess maybe to get around cost, they tell you, well, most people already have chargers, so, in order to help the environment, we're not going to provide them. Well, that's a crock of shit, because the newer phones charge at a higher ampacity, a higher rate. This one is, geez, I'm getting used to this focus on this new phone. So this one has an output of, let's see, output 5 volts, 3 amps, or 9 volts, 2.77 amps. We don't care about that. I think we're at 5 volts. So the new charger, this new super fast charger they give you, is charging at 3 amps. Can you see that? Output, sorte. So, yeah, it's a crock of shit that they don't want to give you the charger with the phone, because they want to help you recycle. Because even if you go back to the S7, which is the previous phone I had, it wasn't a super fast charger. It was an adaptive fast charging, as opposed to the super fast charging. It was an adaptive fast charger. And if you look at this one, this one's in great shape, 5 volts, 2 amps. So that's, the new one is 3 amps. The older one, just by the S7 to the S21, got to remember, just for those who are kind of new to this, there was S7, S8, S9, S10, and they went to like 20 or 21. They skipped like 20 years. So even my S7 was a 2 amp charger. Now if I go back to the S3 that I just found in the basement, just for some perspective, the output here is 1 amp. And that was just, they didn't have super fast or fast or whatever. This was the charger you got with the S7, 1 amp. And I think that says, the focus on this is kind of not quick, but not slow. Here, let me use my real eyes. That phone actually works better than my real eyes. That says 5 volts, 1 amp. Now, if I go back to the last flip phone I had before the advent of smartphones, this was like a Motorola, I think. Let's see if I can focus on this baby. I read it earlier. Hold on. Come on, baby. Yeah, what a shit show. Come on. I tell you what, if this doesn't work after all this, there we go. Oh, look at this, the little thing works. Oh, except it doesn't focus. So this was, oh great, it gives you this real quick focus feature on this new S21, but it doesn't hold. Come on. There you go, maybe I just need to learn. So this was 850 milliamps at 5 volts. So just to recap, the new super fast charger is 3, S7's 2, the S3 was 1, and this was 850 milliamps. So you can see the chargers have changed. So, and the super fast wall charger that they sell you doesn't even come with a cord. And I spec'd that all out and thought about it when I was doing it online, and I forgot, and when I got the charger I was like, oh shit, there's no cord. Well, the phone comes with a cord. So I was able to charge my phone up with the super fast charger that was $19-20, the cord that came with the S21. So when you order the S21, all you get is this cord, which is pretty useless unless you have the charger, which you have to buy separately, and you can't use your headphones unless you buy buds that are chargeable, unless you buy that adapter. So now that's what you're looking at. So that was just getting the phone up and going. And oh, by the way, I'll just mention this, I also bought this Incipio case. I had good luck with the Incipios on my previous phones. I mean, they're not the most great looking cases, and this one's a little, this one, because of the style of phone, has a weak point here, which concerns me. I mean, how long is that gonna last? Can we get a focus on this fucking thing, please, dear God? Jesus. The S21. I gotta go to like photography school to be able to use this thing. So I got the Incipio case because I have such good protection with it in previous models, but it isn't focusing. See how that weak point there? Anyway, so that's my setup. So just today, remember, just to remind you on this never-ending long video, the reason why I got the new phone and then I had to get the new charger and the new case is because I want to go backpacking, and I was like, well, if I get up in the middle of the woods and I'm 3 miles away and I need a few charges because I'm making videos and taking pictures the rest of the way that nobody else cares about, you know, maybe I should get a battery pack like the rest of the fancy people in the world. So I looked around for a battery pack. And you know what's really funny is I researched Anchor and I researched so many other battery companies, and none of them were advertising the S21 yet, barely the S20. So I was trying to find some specifications and some compatibility requirements or compatibility specifications for my model S21, and I was getting nowhere. I even went as far as emailing a couple vendors. Anchor actually came back and answered and said, oh, we haven't compatibility tested yet, so we can't make any recommendations. So I was like, oh, that's great. So another company, I can't even remember the name of it anymore, one of the top brands next to Anchor, they didn't even answer. And so I'm like, well, I know this is pretty simple. It's pretty much, you know, power in, power out kind of thing. But I was like, you know, I wasn't really comfortable. So I stumbled upon the Samsung model, which, you know, I didn't know existed. But they make a 20,000 milliamp hour high capacity 25 watt, which is what my super fast charger is rated for. So it will super fast charge at that wattage. There's a whole bunch of specification on here that I haven't read yet. There's the output that we were looking at earlier, 5 volts, 3 amps, which is what the charger specified, 5 volts, 3 amps. So it, just by going over the specs and you know a little bit about electronics, it seemed to be compatible. It advertised 2.5, 3 charges on the S20. The bottom line is I decided to get it because, like, if it didn't work or it didn't work as advertised, because I have a Samsung phone, I can bitch and moan, and they probably give me some better support. So I'm gonna go ahead and I haven't opened this yet because people get erect when you open stuff for them. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand, and I forgot my tripod. So let's just carve at it like a pumpkin. You know, I've been getting kind of depressed lately with making videos. It's like, you know, nobody really cares. Everybody's just in it for themselves. Everybody's, hey, look at me, look what I can do. You know, look at me on a video. Let me see if I can get how many hits and likes I can get. I've kind of lost interest in the whole thing, to be honest with you. And everything that's going on with cancel culture and I don't know, politics. It just I'm kind of turned off the entire universe at this point. I don't even know why I have a phone. I don't even know why I have a phone or make YouTube channel videos or do anything anymore. That's just a side note. So here it is, and I also happen to know that it came with another cord, and I knew that before I purchased it, which is good because now I have a USB. Now I can charge the battery and charge my phone, or use this to charge other devices because this has multiple inputs and outputs. So this is kind of pretty. Let me pause it for a second and open the bag. Man, it feels like a Glock or a magazine for an AK. It's kind of nice. 20,000 milliamps. There's no specifications on the case. Oh, there it is on the bottom. So input type, output, input type doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah. Yeah, input is because you have to use the fast charger. So you're using the fast charger to charge this. I forget. I was thinking that you plug it directly in the wall. That wouldn't make sense. So you use your super fast charger to charge it. And that again is that the super fast charging is 5 volts at 3 amps. And let's not cover the other areas, but the output is also 5 volt at 3 amps. But you also have, that's the USB C output. They call it PPS. Then the USB A output, which is your normal one, is 5 volt, blah, blah, blah. So you can charge, just to look at it, you can charge it. I'm not sure yet. I think you could probably charge it with either one of those USB-C, the smaller ones. So you charge it with one of these, and then you can once it's fully charged, you could charge 2 USB-C ports and one USB-A port. Of course, there's an on-off button once it's charged. I doubt it came charged. So this is pretty hefty to camp with. I mean, that's going to weigh my backpack. I think it was less than 1 pound. If you can look at the specs online. But between the charger at less than 1 pound and the phone and I mean, all my electronics are weighing more than my tent and sleeping bag combined. So it's kind of ridiculous that these people take, you know, all these expensive electronics on them when they go do the Appalachian Trail or Pacific Trail. It's kind of all just so people can, like, you know, hey, look at me, I'm doing the trail, I'm hiking, and then, you know, now I'm in the same boat, right? I'm a complete and utter self-absorbed loser. But here I am, specking out equipment for a hike I'll never take. So I think that was everything I wanted to cover. Oh, and I got a dog on boat's 9.1% IPA, which is nice. Anyway, sorry for the length of this video, but it was a little bit of everything. It was a trip down memory lane with my older phones, and powering up the S3 for the first time in 10 years. It was also a little bit of a description on why the various chargers have changed over the years and why Samsung's kind of screwing you when they don't give you a new super fast charger. And how they're cutting costs and not even giving you a 3 or 5 millimeter jack anymore for your headphones, which is kind of lame. They don't give you headphones anymore. And a little description on maybe what you should look for if you want a power pack for your newer phones and how you kind of spec it out. So yeah, if there's any questions or comments, please point them out to me in the comments. Try to be nice because I have a very sensitive disposition these days. I'm kind of down on myself with YouTube. I'm down on myself with everything in the world right now. So please, any questions or comments or thoughts on what I should be doing with my life, let me know. And thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 so I can have everybody look at me and say, hey, that guy's a human being. So thanks for tuning in. Take care.